One, that was amazing. I hope you were able to participate in that wonderful dish. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Ebony Nutrition, for that educational demonstration of your golden glazed chicken. It was relatively easy and definitely nutritious. I wish I had a fork and I wish it was right here in front of me. My name is Jamila Felix, and I'm a part of the City of Orlando's Black History Month Committee. Thank you. I just want to say, our city council, they said it all during their presentations. They can't be here with us, but they definitely said it all. Thank you, Mayor Dyer and city commissioners for that warm greeting and, just welcoming everyone. At this time, I also want to remind you that you guys can find the recipe to the golden glazed chicken at orlando.gov/BHM. So if you didn't receive it from us in your email, you can definitely go to orlando.gov/BHM. At this time, I want to also thank our sponsors once again, because without them, this would not be possible. Our platinum sponsors, 26 Health and Bank of America. Thank you so much for your contributions. And our gold sponsor, AARP, Downtown Development Board, Gilead, and Orlando Magic. Thank you all so much. We definitely appreciate your generous contributions. As I can already see, you guys are putting putting just chatting with each other, talking about the evening, what you love. I saw some people put in the chat that you love onions and bell peppers. That's the exactly kind of engagement we want tonight from you. We have two city staff members that are in the chat that's going to continue to engage with you. If you made the recipe, I knew some people were following along and they were definitely trying to implement the recipe as they went along. We want to see your pictures. If you post anything about the recipe, or if you make the golden glazed chicken, please hashtag Black History Month 2021. Also, we will have a Q&A session, and so feel free to stick around with us after our discussion, and we're going to do a Q&A. So put your questions in the chat and we'll be happy to answer them, okay? I want to also mention Ebony Nutrition's mission at this time. Ebony Nutrition Consultants is committed to improving consumers' health by providing provident, comprehensive nutritional information to culturally diverse populations through strategic programs. At this time, I want to welcome Ronice Weaver to the platform. I'm going to read her bio really quick. Ronice, while she's joining us, I'll read her bio. Ronice is a founding partner. Hi. Thank you so much for joining us. Ronice is a founding partner and director of agency operations for Ebony Nutrition Consultants. She's one of the original creators of the Soul Food Pyramid and Soul Food Plate, culturally sensitive food educational tools. Miss Weaver and her team are closely connected to delivering a variety of health models to underserved communities living in food deserts. Ms. Weaver provides educational seminars to many healthcare organizations across the country. She was awarded her BS in food science, human nutrition from the University of Florida, and received a master's of science and received a Master of Science in Healthcare Administration from the University of St. Francis. Thank you, Ronice, for being here. And she's probably going to give you a little bit more information. Fabiola, her partner, and I don't want to say crime, but her partner in wisdom in the Soul Food Pyramid, she actually couldn't be here with us this evening, but she sends her regards. And they have a lot of great things they're going to share with us. They've written several books, and so I'm so excited to hear from Ronice. Ronice, you have the floor.
Thank you to the City of Orlando, and I want to wish everyone well for Black History Month. It's really important that we acknowledge our history and our culture and acknowledge the rich history of foods that we cooked many of our lives and many of the recipes that have passed down. For those of you who don't know me, we are located right at the corner of 2009 West Central Boulevard, downtown Orlando, near the Citrus Bowl, Camping World Stadium, actually. And I have to give kudos to our fabulous Honorable Mayor Buddy Dyer, because he caught the vision of what we wanted to create with our nutrition practice. Uh, oh gosh, 17 years ago, we moved into our office and converted an older building into a nutrition resource center that is equipped with teaching kitchens to reach many of our populations who can't afford the services of a of a dietitian. You won't find that in many cities. You would imagine Atlanta, New York, Harlem, Houston, they have that, but we have a African American nutrition resource center right here in Central Florida, and I am just so proud to be connected to our partners with the city of Orlando because they understood the need, the desire, and why we need to add more opportunities to increase access to better health in our community. It's all about the social determinants of health and improving health equity amongst many of our residents of Central Florida. So I am just so proud to be a resident of Central Florida. I've been here for over 32 years and I'm not going anywhere. And we're really happy to grow our practice because now we're even hosting some of our classes in all Spanish. And we also have opportunities to do some of our classes in Creole. So we understand diversity, we understand inclusion, and we want to include everybody of all walks in life to come visit us at Ebony Nutrition Consultants. I was delighted to see the video. It's a joy to watch ourselves on the big screen. And if you have any questions, please jump in. I'm wearing my proud T-shirt, Black Dietitians Matter, for a couple reasons. I will tell you, we as African American dietitians only make up 2% of the population of health clinicians across the entire country. And since they had the Black Lives Movement last summer, I decided to create a opportunity to promote this field of dietetics because we don't have enough African American and Hispanic and Asian and Laotian and communities of dietitians that don't look like our typical dietitian. So it's really important for us to be diverse and inclusive also in this professional field to reach people of different walks of life. So I'm wearing my proud Black Dietitians Matter shirt because I too want to see the next generation of dietitians come into the field. Someone's got to come work in my office and replace me when I'm old and gray and too tired to work. So I do want to focus on a few things. We've talked about the food pyramid and the food plate, and I want to give you a couple of tips and suggestions about eating soul food and how we should plate our food. So when we look at the soul food plate, it is not just for communities of color, it's for everyone. If you live in the South and you like macaroni and cheese and fried chicken and candied yams and barbecue ribs, you like soul food. But we can't eat like it's Christmas every day. So I always tell many of our participants, you can fall off the wagon for special days, birthday, Christmas, anniversary, your children's graduation, your wedding anniversary, or your wedding, or your divorce. Pick it, you choose it. Those are the days that we can celebrate. But if you eat like it's Christmas every day, we are going to have more health problems in our community. So I always want to encourage you to pare it down. And that's what we did with many of our recipes. For those of you who don't know it, we've also written 6 cookbooks for the American Diabetes Association, and it's titled The New Soul Food Cookbook for People with Diabetes. And it has done very well within that market to teach communities of color how to manage their diabetes. Diabetes is still heart disease and diabetes, the number 1 and 2 killer of many minority populations. And when we are living with these diseases, they are all nutrition related problems. We want your food to be your medicine, not the fat, the salt, and the sugar that you add to it. but the richness of the food that you can grow from a garden or the organic items that you may buy from Whole Foods or Walmart. Let your food be your medicine. But we also have to focus on what we're eating, what we're drinking, and how we prepare it. So there are a couple suggestions that I have for you today. I see someone asked a question, what oil do I recommend using? If you're doing sauteing and pan searing your food, I always recommend using a canola oil or a olive oil because it is a monosaturated fat and it doesn't drive up your triglycerides. If you're using a solid fat like butter or you're using large, I want you to stop. Don't do it. It's going to create more heart disease. And that's why I really encourage you to ask your family, your children, your husband to get you a new set of pots and pans that have the copper coating or the ceramic coating. You will find that you could sear a pan of fish relatively simple and use less oil, and it's not a greasy product. But if you have your food sticking in your skillet all the time, the only way to unstick it is to add more oil, which is more calories. So ask for something, a new set of pots and pans for your birthday, and try that out in the kitchen. You want to get your kids in the kitchen. I know they're in the house driving crazy and it's COVID, but get them in the kitchen and get them to be part of the planning process. When you have kids in the kitchen, they love to cook, they love to plan, but now you could teach them how to integrate more vegetables into their diet. Now, when I talk about the soul food plate, I have a plate that helps me at home divide my food into sections. And you see this big area right here. This is not for the meat. Y'all thought it was. I'm sorry. I apologize right now. I want to see fruits and vegetables in this section. I want to see meat right here because it should be the size of the palm of your hand. Your hand, not your baby daddy hand, not your auntie hand, not your uncle hand. It's just your hand. And it should be about the thickness of the thickness of your hand. We can't pile it high, and we don't want to eat to the edge. Now, if this doesn't appeal to you and you were ready to turn the Zoom class off, that's okay. But what I really want you to do is focus on eating in the inner circle. Or if you really have to have a visual of eating more food on your plate, get rid of the bigger plates and go to a 7 or an 8 inch plate. This is a 9 to 10 inch plate, and it just really kind of gets us in trouble sometimes because we feel so compelled to cover all of the whites. You feel like you've been cheated. But I don't want to cheat you, and I don't want you to feel that I took something away from you. You know, dietitians always seem to be notorious for saying no. And I'm not notorious for saying no, but I want you to give me an alternate. And if you could think about the alternate, I always ask myself, did I eat good today? Or did I eat well? There's a difference. You could go to Popeye's Chicken, get a biscuit, some slaw, and 4 pieces of chicken. You ate good. You ate real good, real good. But did you eat well? Did you have something dark green? Did you have some leafy vegetables, some tomatoes, some kale, or sweet potatoes, or a baked sweet potato on the side? That's eating well. Instead of eating a 4 piece, Fabiola always said, if you could get a 4 piece right here and it all fit without going up, you can have it. I haven't seen anybody do it yet. So let's focus on portion control. And if you're eating dessert like Patty LaBelle sweet potato pie, which I really like. But what I try to do is focus on desserts using the 2 finger rule. When I slice my cakes, and you look at your fingers right now, look at that finger. That's the width of your slice of that key lime cake. All right, don't turn that Zoom off yet. Now, when we look at pies, usually you go this wide on your pie or this wide on your cake. No, I want you to do the Girl Scout rule. Hold up 2 fingers. That's really the width of your pie. And 1 finger is the width of your cake. I didn't take it away from you, did I? I just want you to really focus on your portions. So when you do that, it also allows you to keep the things that you love, but we're also in calorie control. I also, so someone has a question. I use my Fitbit app to document my food and water intake in addition to keeping up with my exercise, and it really helps. And it does. We really have to move. We got to get out and start moving more. COVID has made us all, including me, gain weight because we isolated ourselves and we did not interact. And now's the time that we're getting our shots. We could get out and get moving. We can also do some exercise on Zoom. There are a lot of fitness apps that's popping up, and you don't feel so alone with the exercise portion of your day. So let's get moving. Let's try to get those 10,000 steps. We want to break a sweat and we want to get our heart rate up because that's the best way to balance it. For those of you who want to enjoy our classes that we offer for free, Florida Department of Health has funded many of our programs over the last 18, 19 years here in Central Florida. And we offer our classes on Zoom and some of them face to face. And the best price is it's free. You don't have to pay a dime. It is funded by Florida Department of Health. We're about to apply for a new application for the new fiscal year. So keep your fingers crossed. We're hoping that we'll get funded so we could be another winner because when we win, you guys win as well. Someone's asking about juice. I'm glad you asked about that because if you are drinking your juice, this is my little bling bottle here. I put water in my bling bottle, but if you drink a 25-ounce container like this full of juice, you got to change. I want your juice cup to be an 8-ounce cup like this. I want you to eat your fruit, not drink your fruit. It's so easy to guzzle this down and quench your thirst. You quench your thirst with water, but I prefer you to eat an apple, eat an orange, eat a pear, eat a handful of grapes, not the whole bag, not the whole bag. All those calories add up. They are natural sugar calories, but they all add up. I would prefer that you drink up to 8 glasses of water a day or put it in a pretty container to help entice you to get your hydration in, and it forces you to drink more water. So my limit on juice is no more than 8 ounces for the whole day, but focus on fruits and vegetables that have peelings that you can eat, like keep the peeling on the apples, keep the peeling on the pears, uh, and you get more fiber also. If you, I see a question and you want to know where you can buy our books, you get the books on Amazon.com, or you can swing by our office. We're on the corner of Tampa and Central, and you can pick up the book from us as well. Renee said, I love tea, but not too sweet. I use cane sugar instead of white sugar. Is that okay? I don't really like sweet drinks, so I found cane sugar to be better. What I want you to understand, for every teaspoon of sugar, it is 16 calories with that. So we really have to pay attention to that. Whether you're drinking Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, you can get up to 12 to 14 teaspoons of sugar in a beverage like that. So I've always said it takes sometimes 3 to 6 months to wean yourself off of sweet drinks, and the sugar exacerbates and makes our diabetes worse. It elevates our blood sugars, and it makes us gain weight. There has been a study with African American women. If they reduce the sweet drinks in their diet, they have lost 20% of their weight by just going to water or fruited water, like throw some strawberries in your water or some pineapples in your water. So it'll have a flavor, but it doesn't have to carry all that sweetness with it. You're already sweet and we love you, but we want you to stay around longer because diabetes is an assassin. Heart disease takes you out. And when you look at people who are living with diabetes, it affects your eyes, your heart, your kidneys, your feet, the neuropathy. And that's not a good way to live. You want to live a long, long, healthy life to see your grandchildren and your great grandchildren grow up with you. So I want to grow old with my children. So I try to refrain from so many sweets. Someone asked about smoothies. Smoothies are great, but also you're drinking your calories. Let's make sure we are not overloading our smoothies with sugar or liquid sugar. We want to put some protein sources in our smoothies like flaxseed or chia seeds. You can also make sure you can even add some spinach. You can make green smoothies with spinach and hide those vegetables in when the kids say, I don't want spinach, but throw it in a smoothie. It's really neutral. It doesn't have a powerful punch to it. And put some blueberries and strawberries with it and make the smoothie. And it can become a meal replacement during the day as long as you got a protein source with it. And it's a great flavor and it will fill you up. Also,
I think Ronice might have frozen. She was doing so well with all of that good information, all that educational insight. So hopefully her connection comes back. I did have a question. I had a question on my own, but you guys are doing so great in the chat with your questions. I'm learning so much. I have my pen and paper over here and I'm documenting as you're asking the questions. It looks like we lost her. One thing I want to mention while she's probably reconnecting is that this workshop is being recorded, and so just for future use, I just want to let you all know that this workshop is being recorded. I didn't mention it on the front end, and also I believe Renice she's reconnecting, but also I do also want to mention is going to be our next workshop is going to be next Thursday, and it's going to be mental health. And so please join us for that. This is not over. Our workshop is not over. She is reconnecting, and so please stay with us as we correct these momentary difficulties. One thing I love is that, as Ronice said, that we don't have to give up our identity. We don't have to give up our identity to enjoy the foods we love. I've learned so much, and I have been watching them, and I've visited their big red bus and gotten, I've started doing juicing myself. I've started making different juices over the course of COVID. I started juicing, and I started using, a lot of fresh. There she is. I started using a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. I started making celery juice and carrot juices because during COVID, like she says, it has been difficult, but we still have to. Hi, welcome back, Renice. I just started talking.
Hey, I
Hi.
tell you, the lights went out. We
Oh
had a
no.
power, we had a power surge. Yeah, so I switched to my phone. Thank you.
You're welcome. I started alluding to um the red bus and the nutritional bus, but you can keep on, you can go right back into your presentation if you want. I started talking about, my personal journey. I
Okay.
started juicing and, buying fresh fruits and vegetables and started juicing them just to remain healthy during this time. Um, but you can pick right back up if you want. Someone asked the question of what is your favorite fruits and vegetables? Oh,
My favorite fruit. I like grapes, but I like tropical fruits. I love mangoes and I love passion fruit. I like it, really nice exotic fruits. And I try to incorporate that as often as I can in my diet. I'll make a mango lassi or a mango smoothie as often as I can. But color is really important. You get a lot of anthocyanins, which are the good vitamins and minerals from eating fruit that has a lot of color. We
mhm,
want to make sure that we just don't overdo it because some fruits, if you're diabetic, can spike your blood sugar. So we have to be careful with that as well.
mhm.
It looks like Isis says she used grapeseed oil. When I talk about oils a little bit, grapeseed oil is okay. But I always want to recommend the olive oil and canola oil. If you came off the holiday season and you fried your turkey, you probably use peanut oil. That is the only way to fry your turkey without using oil.
I think I think she froze again. I think she froze again. Technical difficulties, right? We're in a whole new world these days via Zoom, the Zoom world. This is our reality. But and talking about just eating different fruits and vegetables while she reconnects, I'm just going to quickly talk about, one of the things that my father always does. He used to always uh-oh. It seemed like now my connection. Yes. One of the famous things my father used to always do is make smoothies out of mango and papaya. He grew mango and papaya um, in our backyard, and he would make smoothies during that time for us just to make sure. And he would also add water because, as Ronice talked about, those that liquid sugar. But he would always add water, and I didn't understand why. Like he would water down our fresh fruits, but now as become an adult, I understand that it's liquid sugar as well. So it is important to be balanced. And that's why, the Black History Month Committee, we wanted to bring this nutritional workshop to the community because it is important. And this year's theme is all about the family. And as we're spending more time together, more of us are spending more time together in the kitchen and cooking. We want to make sure that that we're health conscious.
Talking about bad karma. Oh my goodness.
Okay, no worries. Ronice, I did want to ask you a little bit more about the soul food plate and the soul food pyramid. So what exactly is the pyramid? If we can just switch gears just really quickly, what is the pyramid? Can you explain to us just about the pyramid?
Sure. Back in the day, it was the basic four food groups, and then the USDA switched to the food pyramid that talked about the foundation where our grains and our fruits and our vegetables, and it went up a pyramid. So at the top of the pyramid, those are the things that we wanted the least amount in our diet, and the things at the bottom were the foundational foods, but it didn't reflect the plate. And so under the Obama administration, USDA had been working for years to change the reflection of that so it can mirror up to what our plate really looks like. So that's why the My Plate is out, and there are different variations of it. And you have the soul food plate, you have the Asian plate, you have the senior citizen plate, the diabetes plate. So all plates really kind of fit into different categories, but the underlying focus is all about portion control because it's a visual to help us understand how much should we put on our plate. So the pyramid didn't do it justice, even though it's stacked and talked about priorities. But the plate is more realistic, and it made it easier for us to do our job as clinicians to teach.
Thank you so much. So this is another question that I have. Is there one thing that we ate that I traditionally, quote unquote, we, that you would say that you would removed from the diets, like something that you saw a lot of? I know lard probably was one of them, but
Oh yeah.
something that we used a lot of that some people still use today that you say, no, 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 you have to get rid of that. Is it one thing, one or two things that you could say that you just want to tell people like, okay, we need to stop doing that and do this?
Ham hocks.
Ham hock.
Pig Ham hocks, pigtails, and smoked pork neck bones.
Oh no, what is the substitute for greens?
Smoked turkey.
Smoked turkey. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
smoked turkey necks, not the wings, because the fat content is still too high. But you could get a lot of flavor into many of your foods if you use smoked turkey products.
Okay.
You may have to go to a one of our urban inner city stores. We do find it at a Walmart. Sometimes you'll see a big a smoked drumstick or the wings, but I really prefer the necks because they're the leaner part of the turkey, and they're very delicious and a lot of flavor. I have sometimes up to 40 people at my house for dinner for Thanksgiving, and I don't tell them. Bill Clinton said, "Don't ask, don't tell," and they eat and they enjoy.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. So it's the neck of the turkey. Also, I have another question in
Yes.
the chat since we're going to continue doing Q&A for a little bit more. Someone asked, is it true that white rice has no real nutritional value?
Uh, I would prefer that you eat more brown rice because the fiber on the white rice has been stripped off in the processing part. So I really would love to see you graduate over to eating brown rice. And there's a trick to doing that because I I'm born and raised from Miami, and I have Caribbean roots from the Bahamas. So I love me some rice.
Mhm.
However, my hips don't like rice, and I've learned to make the transition. And growing up, I realized I never ate brown rice. So over the years, I would take the white rice. I love regular parboiled white rice. Uncle Ben's is my favorite, and I take Uncle Ben's brown rice and I put the two together. And then I found out I didn't miss the flavor of the white rice, and now I cook brown rice and it fluffs up just as great. And you cook it just the same way, and I impart flavors either with chicken broth or vegetable broth, and I throw vegetables in my rice so it could become a complete dish. But I still watch my portions, and I use this device. If you sign up for any of our wellness classes that we have on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we give gifts. And this is one of them. This is a portion control spoodle that measures your food, whether it's rice, collard greens, or stew beef, and you put it in this spoon and level it off and smooth it off, and then you put it right on your plate, and it fits right into here. We are strong believers of giving people tools for success in many of our classes. So we're not just talking and boring you to death with nutrition and science knowledge. We give you tools that you could take home for the whole entire family because we see the head of the household, the female of the household, or the man who is cooking. They are the nutritionists of the family. And that's the person that I really want to reach because if they change, everybody changes.
Perfect. That is so true. That's so true. The person who makes the meals definitely is the person who's the boss of the nutrition. And so if you can teach one, then the teacher, then they can teach the rest of them. So
Right.
true. Okay, so one more. So here's another question. Are there any tools for success that you use at home with regards to your cooking?
Um, the pots and pans are truly one thing, but also meal planning is key. If I cook in volume, or if you want to cook in volume, that also helps you with meal planning success. And I also wanted to share with you this device. This is a silicone tray. It looks like a oversized, gigantic ice cube, but we're in the middle of COVID. You're working from home, and your kids are pulling your hair behind you or telling you what's wrong, what's right, the computer's down or something, and or they're hungry. If you want to work on meal planning and getting the right portions for everybody, you can prepare some meals, put it in this silicone tray, and freeze it and create more of your dishes in advance because meal prep is really key to portion control. Because if you know dinner's ready and all you got to do is pop it out, thaw it, you have portion control. And these come in several sizes, not quite as big as this one. This one is about 17 ounces when it's full. So if you had chili for a family of four, that's this now, I know somebody saying, well, that's just for me. No, let's not get this twisted. This is for a family of four. So now you got two dinners here that you could put rice on this side and then the liquids on this side and pop it out, thaw it out, and then dinner's ready. And you're not eating at 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Dinner's on the table by 6:30, 7 o'clock. So meal prep is really key to also having a successful health and wellness journey.
Thank you. Thank you. So someone in the chat said that looks small, but hey, for a family of four. But if you watch the portion control and use the inner circle of the plate, and I've heard that
Yeah.
before, but I completely forgot. It was years ago, probably 10 years ago. And so it reminded me again, stick to the inner circle because COVID has crept up on a sister.
Yeah.
I'm determined to fight it.
If you are skipping meals and you have not even eaten dinner yet, you will want to eat this whole container. But if you graze and eat snacks in between meals and get up and eat breakfast, you won't be as hungry at night because you will gain a good bit of your weight because that dinner meal you've already gone over the top of your calorie allowance. So I always say you got to count your calories like you count money. You should know where you are in terms of your carb count or your calorie count. And if you don't, we can certainly teach you that in many of our classes that we offer. But knowledge is so important when it comes to nutrition, and it makes you a better health, have better health, and also a better nutritionist for your entire family.
Perfect. Ronice, I just want to take one more question and then we'll go ahead and close it out. Someone asked, how much caffeine is too much? And are there any adverse effects to daily consumption?
Yeah, I'm a coffee lover, and I've over the years had to reduce my coffee intake because I love strong Cuban coffee, and it just creates arrhythmias and it wreaks havoc also on your blood pressure. And my doctor, my cardiologist with Florida Heart Group, suggests that I lower my intake to no more than 1 to 2 cups a day. We have some strong coffee drinkers in our office, and so I try to switch to a decaf version, but more importantly, I try to go to herbal teas because high blood pressure and hypertension is a silent killer. And I saw over the course of COVID, I saw my blood pressure creep up, and I started getting the headaches and the blurry vision, and it shocked me that Renice, uh your blood pressure's high, and I had to do something about it and make a change. So you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, what can I do better? And don't beat yourself up, but love yourself and take one day at a time. Don't throw all these changes that you want to try and do to yourself all at once. You didn't gain it overnight, you're not going to lose it in that overnight. But focus on writing down what your good habits are and turn them into write down your good and your bad habits and turn those bad habits into good habits on a daily basis. And it takes about 21 days to commit to that, whether it's saving money in the bank for a car or losing 10 or 15 pounds so you can go to the beach this summer and wear that two piece. But we got to figure out how you're going to get there. It's a journey, and you can't run. You got to walk and pace yourself and get there in the proper time frame.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Grace. You are such a wellspring of knowledge in this area. Thank you for everything
Thank
that
you.
Ebony Nutrition Consultants is doing in
Thank
this
you, City of
endeavor.
Orlando. Love
Oh,
you.
oh, thank you, thank you. Don't log off. We are not done yet. I definitely want to thank you for your investment to our community, and I want to encourage everyone to visit Ebony Nutrition Consultants website. Like she said, she covered a lot in a short period of time, and they have so many more programs that they offer. And it's actually their website is actually the soulfulpyramid.org, and so you guys can visit it. If you just Google it, it'll pop right up. Please visit it and support our local small businesses. This is not a small business, but it is a small business, right?
Yes.
So also we're going to take a short poll at the end. So I want you guys to stick around. We just have a quick question of how you heard about our workshop. And I will also be remiss if I did not mention the Black History Month Committee. Thank you all. I know I'm up front, but there's a slew of people behind the scenes that have helped to put this program together. And so I want to acknowledge them for all their efforts to this year's programming. And once again, join us next Thursday for our mental health workshop. At this time, we're going to have our poll. Yep. And then Bernice just put her information in the chat as well. info@ebonynutrition.org. This has been so informative. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Yes, please keep, as the poll pops up, please continue to answer our poll. It definitely helps us to know where to put our efforts as we continue to go forward with our programming. Soulfoodpyramid.org, yes. And for the recipe, it's orlando.gov/BHM. Thank you all so much and have a good night. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you, Ronice, again for your time, and we will definitely be in touch. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you all for coming.
Black History Month is
intelligence,
resiliency,
integrity,
acceptance,
empowering,
innovative,
remembrance,
identity,
equity,
freedom,
love.
26 House wants to say thank you to all those who have come before us in the African American community and celebrate and embrace Black history.
Together, we stand united as a community of Magic fans with a common passion and love for the game. We cheer together from our living rooms, chat rooms, and in the arena, on the court and off the court. Together, we are strong. Together, we overcome. We are Magic together.
Yes, we did it.
Okay. Well, I told her to give you my regards because I was in the middle of my class.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for the invitation.
You're welcome.
All right. See you soon. Okay, bye.
It's time to crack an egg.
Easy, any style egg works.
Or smile.
Well done. This looks great.
Time to share a story.
I have a great way to start our discussion.
With old friends or new ones.
When you're a caregiver.
Time to breathe in.
Inhale up. Good job.
Then let it all out. It's never been easier to connect, learn, and have fun.
Cheers.
So let's do it together. Come find us at aarp.org/near you.
It's time to hit reset on HIV. Here's why sticking to HIV treatment, exactly as prescribed, is so important. It helps lower the amount of virus in your body to undetectable. There's so little virus, it can't be measured by a lab test. People living with HIV can protect their partners by getting to and staying undetectable. According to current research, staying undetectable prevents the transmission of HIV through sex. Talk to a healthcare provider and get reset at helpstopthevirus.com.
Welcome to 26 Health, Central Florida's LGBTQ Health Center. I'm Dr. David Baker Hargrove, President and co-CEO. At 26 Health, we strive to create an integrated, multidisciplinary health center that serves all of our community through primary medical care, behavioral health services, adoption services, patient care services, and our Medi-Spa. At 26 Health, we care for every letter. No matter how you identify, your letter matters to us.